Hey guys, Max here. So I'm going to show you all of the objects and walls that you can look through, and then I'm also going to show you a few really tight head glitches on Mirage. So there's a ton of objects you can look through, and a lot of them are just on the A site. And I'm going to start on the A site, then go mid, and then finish off at B. So the first one's really obvious, but just a lot of people don't use it. So if you're playing defensively, you can actually defend really well if you look through this angle. And then if you're pushing, you can actually look through this angle. And just a lot of people just don't use this, even though it's really OP. Okay. Next, I need to place a bot right in this one. So if the bot's right in the corner, like he is now, and then also you can clear out this angle. And then while I'm at it, I'll put a bot right under here. Press the wrong key. Okay. So, from ticket, you can actually look through and you can spot a person right here. And if you're not sure, you just look at the gap and you should see some red text for their name. Just spam through. And then the next angle is really hard to look at with a rifle, but if you have a scope, you can see it pretty easily. You just come to this gap and you might end up finding someone. I feel like if someone's there, he's going to be defending the plant here, so that's probably when it's going to be most useful. And then you can actually check under Balk from this angle, which is a pretty weird angle from his perspective. So next we're going to go to Ninja, and there's a thing with a Ninja. So the line here for the shadow is going to be perfectly straight if no one's there. But if somebody is in Ninja, even if they're crouching, there's going to be a shadow there. So I can show that really quickly. So there's a shadow there, even though he isn't crouching. If he was crouching, there'd still be, it wouldn't be a perfect line. So that's how you can tell. And then from over here, you can actually also look all the way over to and you can almost look to the connector from fire. And then from over here, you can just about see into cat from triple. So you can actually see cat, and you can also see people coming out of connector. And if you're just looking for the shadow or the light to change right here, you can tell if someone from connector is running up the stairs or if they're going to go to bench on you. So it's pretty useful. And then from ramp, there are two angles. So the first one would only be really useful if you're able to actually walk up ramp, so you can actually clear under Balk like this. And there's really no reason why this person should be looking up there, unless he's on the bricks, but should probably get shot at before then. And then the other angle that's pretty nice is actually when you come up here, if there's an opera, you're going to see their scope, and they're going to be holding palace. So it's going to be really easy for you to just go down like that. So that's an off angle. And then the other kind of wall you can look through is right here into sandwich. It's just going to look pretty weird from their perspective. They shouldn't really expect it. Let's see, did I cover everything from it? No, I didn't. So, right here, this ground actually elevates, and that would what that lets you do is actually look over default, and also lets you look to fire. You're going to see the top of their heads. And this wood here and here on fire is really spammable, so you can do a lot of damage, and you'll see their head, so you just shoot their head and you'll kill them. And then a very similar angle is if you come onto this box right here in connector, you can actually look over firebox and look a bit default and firebox over them. So if you see somebody start to push, sometimes shoot at them and kill them and get bombed down. Okay, so now we're going to go mid. And I need to do this in a way that makes sense, I think. Yeah, I'll just show you this angle first, or I'll talk about these boxes. So, these boxes have a ton of gaps right here. So a lot of people just kind of forget that there's this whole area missing. So it benefits the CT pushing for this angle. But then as a terrorist holding top mid, you have this whole angle, and you can kind of see through here. There's a few angles that you can kind of see through. if the dots disappear, I think it'll be more clear. And while I'm at it, I'll actually show there's a little angle right here. So the issue with a lot of the spots here is if you want to jump up onto the boxes, you're always going to jump up like a full body height up, and it's a really easy shot for like a good op or a window to hit. So that's the issue with basically all of these spots when you go up. But there's actually a head glitch you can get into. So the way you do this is and I'll just show it really quickly, I guess, what it looks like. So the way you do this is you crouch. You want to line up right about here. You're going to crouch and then jump, and then as you start falling, press W, and you should land on it. And if you go a little bit to the right, this little thing will cover you, and then you can kind of crouch peek it. I can show you what that looks like. So if you press W too early, you're going to get caught on the higher box. So if you play like this, if you crouch, you'll actually see them for a second, and this isn't going to block any damage, so you do full damage, shoot through it. And also keep in mind, usually the smoke, the way it pops, it covers a little bit of this side of the boxes, so you're going to be safe to get into it at the start of the round if you have a cat smoke. So the next angle from here is going to be looking through this crack right here, like all the way on the left, so you can look at blue door. So if somebody's dropping window to check underpass, you can just come here and hopefully get a kill on them. And I'll put a bot here to show you what it looks like from their perspective, and also what you get as a CT from it. And I'll also put a bot here for the next thing I'll show you guys. So from here, if you look at this, you're gonna see red text showing where they are. So that's pretty useful if you have a lot of people holding somebody top mid. You can just hold this angle, and if you hold this and you see red text, you know they're going to peek here. Or if they just end up staying here for quite a while, then you can shoot at them and they'll do quite a bit of damage. You can actually kill them. If you get lucky, you won't shoot through the boxes at all. So to look at chair from cat without him being able to see you, you need to go behind the bricks, and what you're going to do is you're going to come to the lowest point. It's best if you're probably scoped in as you're moving. So if you're right here, you'll actually be able to see him. You'll be able to kill cat in 2 shots, which is pretty nice. Just doing damage is pretty nice as well. Or just spotting. Okay, so now we're done with the mid stuff. I'll show you guys what you can do on B. So the first one I'll show you is from market to apps. So if you don't break this wood, you'll actually be able to look through it into apps. And I believe you might be able to get a one-shot kill. I'm not sure if it's the same thing as shooting through glass, but either way, it's just a lot of damage without any risk to yourself. And then the next stuff over here is this, but it's not what you expect. It's not going to be just the Hika boost looking at apps. It's actually, when you push to the left, you can actually see pretty far up cat, and you have to stop right about here. Once you see the door, you have to stop. If you go any farther, you can fall off, but from there you can get a free kill and they won't know where you are. And there's another angle that's really useless, but I'm going to show it anyways. So if you come behind bench and crouch, you can actually look up the and then you can actually look through van right here. There's a gap. There's a bit of a gap there as well. So if someone's playing back here, you should be able to spot them. So if I place the bot correctly, you should be able to see his feet. He's a bit farther forward than he should be, but you can still see his feet through that. Do quite a bit of damage, and I believe that's it. There is one other angle I guess I'll show. So there is this angle right here, which is kind of, I don't know, not too useful. And then also when you jump, so there's a simple does this where when he jumps off balk, well, first of all, he actually does jump off balk. So when you jump off balk, you can actually see into window room, and if you swing wide enough, you can actually see into the market door without them seeing you, because you're seeing them from above, because there's gaps in this tarp. And then there is an angle, I believe, somewhere around here. I believe this is it. Yeah, where you can see into market. I don't like this because you're so exposed to everything, but still, it's a pretty cheeky angle. And yeah, that's everything. See you guys. Hope you learned something. Hope you like this. Peace.